stove door should be fixed. Hopefully stay together this time. Oh, this screen right here is just weakly. This screen was just very weakly stapled to this. In fact, I don't know that it was stapled at all. So I need to take this off, and I don't know if I have sloping up. I may just use like something like liquid nail to glue it in place, honestly. In fact, I might go ahead and do that right now. I think the issue is these are really short staples, and they had already fallen out for whatever reason, vibration or whatever. They're going to just keep falling out. I am going to try, I have some Gorilla Glue. Probably liquid nail would work better and just really glue the crap out of the edge. You wouldn't see it, but I got some Gorilla Glue, so I'm going to try that first. If not, I'll pick up some liquid nail tomorrow as well. So I'm going to go inside and let's Gorilla Glue this, and we're going to call it a night. Oh, I do need to fix this thread. This is going to just unravel. This came from the factory, as I mentioned in other videos. That's just going to unravel. I need to do something with it. I may just cut it off short and then just put a little bit of that Gorilla Glue on it. And hopefully that will just keep it from coming out. I don't know. I don't really feel good about that at all. That kind of sucks. Alright, so let's go inside. Alright, I got an old thing of Gorilla Glue here, and I'm going to just put it around the edges and let it dry and see if that'll be enough to hold this in place. Alright, so I got it glued all the way around. I'm going to just let it dry. So this is the second time I've used glue in a tube like that, and I'm not going to do it again. Every time it busts open, it makes a mess. It's just a pain. I would strongly recommend just using a caulking gun and getting a construction liquid nail for this particular task. If this glue idea works, it's a lot easier. You don't end up with a mess everywhere. It's not going to bust open on you like this stuff did. And honestly, I don't know. I'm not all that impressed with Gorilla Glue. I've used liquid nail and it just bonds like crazy. I'm just not seeing this Gorilla Glue is ever as good. So anyway, we're going to just leave this dry for a bit, and hopefully it'll work. If not, I'll be buying liquid nail to try it tomorrow. But yeah, don't get it in a tube like that. Use the caulking tube version. I think you'll be better off. Alright, I did one other thing before letting it dry. I put some weight on here so that it's getting some pressure down. So we'll see how that does tomorrow. Alright, it's the next day. It's still a little soft, but it's good enough that I can put back out in the camper. This is actually, I think, going to work. I'm not pushing on real hard because it's still got to dry a little. Again, I think I would have used liquid nail, would have been better. I think that's a better bonding agent. But yeah, I think that works really well. Just use glue, and I think that did the trick. The glue, you pile it in there. There's enough of it. It can just go in between the holes and just kind of anchor it in. So that's one more thing fixed. Alright, so I picked these up from the hardware store. They're called Fast Nuts, if I recall correctly. They did have them. I got two different sizes because I didn't take the screw with me. I got a 10 and I got 8s. I think it's going to use 8s, so we'll find out real quick. But this is really, it's also the 10. And that's the 8. No, it's not. And this is the 8. But this is really what they should have put on the back side of the speakers so that it wouldn't strip out, and they'd actually have these fast nuts on the end. So what you do is this is basically a nut for a coarse thread screw is basically what it's for. See what it would look like, and that's what it would look like when you put the screw through it. And so again, this is the 8. It looks like the 8 is the size you want for the fast nut. And so I'm going to take that and hold it behind each of these. I'm taking this back out. I'm gonna hold one of these nuts behind each of these and then tighten them back down. And that way it won't matter that they're a little stripped out because now it's done correctly. And of course you can't see it, but now I have the fast nuts on all three of these. They are now actually really secured on there quite well. These don't need it because this is actually pretty solid. But again, you don't want to take these screws in and out too much because this is just press board. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead now and put it all back together, and now the speaker project is finished. Man, that sounds so much better. I'm really surprised. It really now it actually sounds like it's worth listening to. Yeah, and now the glue is completely dried on this, and it is actually really in there nice and solid. So that's what I would do for sure. That's a confirmation. Don't use staples, just glue it. But again, I would still use just regular old liquid nail. But in any case, that's what you should do, is just right around the bead. You can't see it. You can't see the glue. It's not like you can see it there. So there you go. So yeah, basically they put these screws up here. They put the other screws really close to the edge. This one's not even grabbing. So another manifestation of their lack of quality. They just ran these through. They did not bother to try to put this in a spot that wouldn't strip out and literally have nothing holding it here. Look at that. That's where they actually put the hole. Again, I'm just being brutally honest here. I love the layout of this trailer, but every step of the way, their workers don't give a crap about quality. That shouldn't happen. And I'm just putting that home. It should not happen. If you're going to go on the market and say you've got a quality product and you're so much better than the competition, you're a quality product, that is crap. That is crap. If I owned that factory and I saw people working for me doing that kind of work, I would have fired them. This is not quality that I put out with products that I make or what I give to my customers. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. I don't care what industry you're in. This is crap. Alright, so we got that back done. Stereo is done. Door is fixed. Drawer is fixed. Hopefully that'll stay fixed. This, I don't have a separate battery bank, so I can either ignore the fact that the A button doesn't work, deal with warranty, or just not worry about it in the time being, and if it breaks, then deal with it. I may switch this one out eventually anyway to an MPPT solar charger, as they are able to harness a lot more of the energy that comes from your solar panel and get it to the battery as needed. These typical pulse width modulation solar chargers actually lose a lot of the power before it even gets to the battery because of how batteries actually really charge and how solar panels actually really work. These are not very efficient charge controllers. You lose a lot of the power coming from the solar panel and it never really makes it to the battery to charge it with one of these types of charge controllers.